Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Paul, the Canadian Snowman, here with some more Diadochi Wars. Salamis 306 BC. A little excited about this one. I'm very excited. Because you know what, I always Google a picture to throw up there before every video, and then and there's like I guess a naval picture, like a naval battle popped up. That's really cool because I love watching naval battles in these videos because obviously most of the battles you're gonna watch are land battles. So definitely cool, when they throw some of those naval battles in there, which uh, don't take my word for it. That might just be a picture. There might be no battle at all on the waters, on the seas or whatnot. So, but hey, he got me excited. But anyways, guys, where we left off. Mm, no, my mom blank. Oh yeah, is it Antigonus, Demetrius? Think so. If I remember these names. They yeah is the son winning against Ptolemy, the son of Alexander the Great. It was a joke. I know he's not he's not the brother of Alexander the Great. But yeah, the son of Antigonus. Yes. Yeah, he lost. Just plain and simple, he lost. His army went running away. He has to backtrack. Did he have to like team go? Did he retreat back enough to where he's back with his dad? I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember. Sorry, horrible memory here, guys. But anyways, they're on their. I think they're kind of on their heels now. I mean, I think they had some momentum going for them. I think in the first place they should have had some more allies to begin with. I think they alienated themselves, from a bunch of other people, which I think they could have easily gained some allies and made some truces, and basically won the. Maybe had a better chance of winning this whole war, and then maybe then you go to the war against the people that you just made your truces with, right? I think that'd be more of the smarter thing to do, right? But right now, it doesn't look like they're on the winning side. They've been losing. They don't really win many battles. The one giant battle they won, it was because the troops on the other side handed the guy over. So yeah, but I must say, all the battles in this series have been pretty cool. I know I'm talking a lot before this video. You guys can skip ahead if you want. But yeah, I don't know why this series isn't as popular. Like, because I like to try and compare like views to like throughout different series, and this one's not. I guess doesn't have as many views. It's still doing good as other ones, and like, man, these wars are awesome. Like, there's a lot going on, compared. I mean, they're all everywhere I do here is pretty awesome. The way they do it, everything, it's all cool. But there's a lot going on each episode. There's a lot of different stuff going on, and I'm very. I guess it's because like I never heard of these wars before until I started doing them. Never heard of them at all. I guess that's kind of like the main thing, Uh, why try to do like the more known stuff because it brings more people into the channel, and then but I'm just curious at people who dang, my eyes been messing up lately. Anyways, people who have I guess newer to the channel, like, is this your first time watching these wars with me? I like to know in the comments. And are you guys pretty impressed? Like, is this your first time really knowing about this stuff, like me? I'd be really interested to know. But yeah, we're gonna jump into this next battle. Before we do, please hit that like button, subscribe button. The more likes we get and subscribers we get, the more this channel gets pushed up in the algorithm, and the more people who get to know about this cool history stuff, and more friends that we get to kind of come along our journey with. So yeah, there's that. So just throwing it out there. I would say that in every single video, but I talk enough as it is, and so I won't. But yeah, we're gonna jump into this. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff below down there, and yeah, I think we're ready. Think you're ready. I think me talking is I think I talk more than the videos are actually long. So there's that. Anyways, yeah, we're jumping into the video. Kings and Generals, awesome channel. If you haven't yet, definitely subscribe to them as well. Awesome channel. They give me a lot of cool content. So thank you to Kings and Generals. But anyway, 3, 2, 1, bam.
This video is sponsored by Lumerit.
I want a sponsor. You guys should send me a shirt
Lumerit,
to wear, you know?
a better
That'd be
way
cool.
to do college. Antigonid dominance in the Near East is in jeopardy. Following the debacle at Gaza, enemies to the west, east, and south surround Antigonus and his son Demetrius. Yet they still have enough supporters to push back.
I think this is episode 4 or 5. I want to be honest, I want to see Antigonus like pull a victory off. He hasn't really had a victory yet. No, well, he has, but you know what I'm saying? So I'm really curious to see, you know, what takes place here. Is he going to take another L? Or, I mean, I don't really know who wins this war, to be honest, how this turns out, but I think Ptolemy's got the best spot about all the leaders because he's kind of by himself down there, and he's kind of settled there, and everyone up north, like, you know, in Greece, it seems like they're all squabbling for their own piece of land and their bigger pieces of land, and so they're all just kind of fighting each other, you know, just you know, because they all want to be number one. But anyways, I'm sorry, it wasn't really related.
The fate of Alexander's empire is still in the balance,
Right.
and the winner of the wars of his successors remains undecided. With his army shattered at Gaza, Demetrius moved north to Cilicia. Ptolemy now pressed his advantage, reclaiming territories as far north as Tyre. As for Seleucus, Ptolemy gave his allies some troops to head east and reassert his authority in Babylon.
Go.
News that Demetrius had returned to northern Syria with a small army reached Ptolemy when he was in Cilicia. Believing Demetrius was finished, Ptolemy ordered one of his generals, Chyles, to lead an army north and crush the remnants of the Antigonid's forces. This proved careless, as Demetrius successfully ambushed Chyles' army near a town called Myus, capturing 7,000 troops and much wealth in the process.
Dang.
Buoyed with this victory, Demetrius returned to his base and requested reinforcements from his father, Antigonus.
Okay.
In the meantime, Antigonus had defeated Asander's remaining forces in Caria and had taken control of Asia's Aegean coastline.
Okay, they're on a streak.
On receiving Demetrius's letter, he once again headed east. In late 312 BC, he arrived in Syria and, joining with Demetrius, quickly recaptured all the lands that had been lost, forcing Ptolemy to retreat to Egypt. Antigonus followed in pursuit, arriving at the border of Ptolemy's domain with over 80,000 men. Yet his gaze would be quickly diverted.
Okay, I just want to say this. Oh, wow. Antigonus is definitely proving me wrong here because I didn't see any battles won. Anyway, any ones of note, anyway, that I remembered. But apparently he's just won a bunch of battles, apparently, you know. I guess there weren't decisive victories. I don't know. I guess they can't show every single battle, right? I mean, I guess every series would be, you know, forever long. So, but oh, wow, they're gaining some land here, and they got a lot of men going on right here. He's based on Ptolemy's hometown, on Ptolemy's country, Egypt, whatever. So let's see how this plays out. You know, all good things gotta come to an end, Antigonus, you know. Let's see what happens.
80,000 men. Yet his gaze would be quickly diverted to the southeast, where the Nabateans were hostile to him. Antigonus decided to launch a campaign against these people to secure his flanks. His son besieged Petra, but the campaign proved costly, time-consuming, and indecisive. In the end, an agreement was reached, with no real gains on either side. In the fall of 311 BC, Antigonus received news that Seleucus had defeated the Antigonid army in Iran and recaptured Babylon. Upon hearing this, Antigonus shelved any plans to invade Egypt, The threat of losing his eastern provinces to Seleucus was too great. Desiring to march on Babylon, Antigonus proposed peace talks with his fellow successors, most notably Cassander and Lysimachus. Ptolemy was later also included, and, in the end, a treaty was reached and peace agreed.
What? Wow. Wow, I thought this could have been reached a long time ago, before, all these wars kind of started here, before this last episode kind of started. But wow, he got the treaties done, so now he doesn't have to, he doesn't have to worry about them, at least for now. At least he can kind of take care of business now in the east, get his, area taken care of, and then, he can turn on his allies here, afterwards, if he wants more land. So yeah, I think he's making some smart decisions in this episode so far. So awesome.
The ramifications of this peace would be far-reaching, most notably in Macedonia. Its governor, Cassander, was not eager to share his power. He ordered the execution of Alexander the Great's son and his mother, Roxanne. The Argead dynasty of Alexander and Philip had been wiped out. The consequences would soon be clear for all to see.
I cannot see them die without pausing. Sorry, guys. Wow. That is messed up, man. Like, I guess the son was starting to come to age, to take over. He might have already taken over some parts of Greece. I'm not sure. But, damn, he wanted the power all to himself. Man. Yes, that stinks. That just sucks. I don't know what else to say about that.
Back in Syria, Antigonus was now free to focus on Seleucus.
Yep.
He dispatched Demetrius with 19,000 men to tackle this problem. In the beginning of 310 BC, Demetrius and his army reached Babylon. Seleucus had already left the city with most of his forces, and the city was captured without a fight. Yet one of the citadels remained in Seleucus's control and defiantly resisted. Not being able to afford a lengthy siege, Demetrius left 6,000 of his troops under the command of his general, Archelaus, to continue the siege while he returned west to his impatient father. Yet Seleucus proved a dogged opponent, and later that year, Antigonus was forced to lead an army east to fight this enemy. Our knowledge of this war, dubbed the Babylonian War, is almost non-existent. Yet what we do know is that following Antigonus's sacking of Babylon, Seleucus defeated Antigonus in a major battle in 308 BC, and a peace was agreed. In this act,
I just want to say, I guess that's a lot of the reasons why certain battles are showcased more in these videos than others, because they just don't have the intel to actually create a battle on here, because you can't just make up a video of where the troops are and how they maneuvered and stuff if you don't have the information to put it on the screen. So I guess the smaller battles they can't really do that much with if they don't have the information. They probably have the information of who won and lost, but you can't. Other than that, you can't really you know what I'm saying. You can't really make a video out of those battles if you don't know how things played out. I don't know. You know what I'm saying. So I guess other different time periods probably have more information on this kind of stuff. I guess it's the farther you go back, maybe it's the harder to find that information. I guess depending on what countries, I don't know. Anyways, but Greece and Rome usually are pretty good. I've noticed that keeping that info and all that. But yeah, back to the show.
And a peace was agreed. Antigonus in a major battle in 308 BC, and a peace was agreed. In this act, Antigonus's hold on the east was severed, and the aging general returned to the west.
Aging general, huh?
Meanwhile, a new threat had been growing for Antigonus. His old adversary, Ptolemy, had been secretly intriguing against him, gaining territory and influence in the Aegean. Determined to reassert his power, Antigonus ordered his son Demetrius to cross over from Ephesus and take Greece from Cassander. The short-lived peace was at an end. Demetrius landed at Athens in 307 BC and quickly gained control of the region.
I don't think Ptolemy's not stupid. Like, I think he sees what's going to happen here. I think he sees that Antigonus is going to turn against him, and before Antigonus turns against him, he's going to take the initiative and gain the upper hand in certain areas here to help him in the upcoming battle in the future, because I think it's going to happen anyway. He thinks it's going to happen anyway, so you might as well go ahead and start it. Because I think the person who takes the initiative usually has the advantage usually. So yeah, definitely. I can see where Ptolemy's coming from here. So let's see see what happens.
In 307 BC, and quickly gained control of the region. Further successes followed at both Megara and Munichia. Yet Antigonus was eager to weaken Ptolemy by taking his most prized possession, the island of Cyprus. And so he ordered Demetrius to leave Greece with his army and return east. In early...
That's not how you spell Cyprus, right? Salamis? I guess that's that's the Cyprus is today's name for. I guess that's the name of it back in the day.
Leave Greece with his army and return east. In early 306 BC, Demetrius departed Athens with most of his army and headed towards Cyprus. On his way, he stopped at Rhodes, hoping to add the formidable Rhodian navy to his forces.
Yes, navy.
Yet the Rhodians, claiming neutrality, refused. Demetrius continued east and soon reached Cilicia, where more troops awaited him, sent from his father. Reinforced, Antigonus's son crossed over to Cyprus, landing on the Karpas Peninsula with 15,000 infantry and 400 cavalry in the spring of 306 BC. He also had 110 triremes, 53 heavy warships, and many troop transports. Demetrius quickly solidified his position on the island, capturing the towns of Carpasia and Urania. He then turned to his main goal, the city of Salamis. As Demetrius approached Salamis, the Ptolemaic forces stationed there, some 12,000 infantry and 800 cavalry, under the command of Ptolemy's brother, Menelaus, were awaiting his arrival on a nearby plain. Battle ensued, and Demetrius won the victory, killing 1,000 and capturing 3,000 of Menelaus's forces. With his remaining forces, Menelaus retreated to Salamis. Demetrius now began to besiege the city on both land and sea. He had...
Come on, Ptolemy. I want Ptolemy to come in from behind and attack him and get like a big crazy battle going on. Come on, Ptolemy, bring your ships in. Let's get going here. This is getting good.
Now began to besiege the city on both land and sea. He had had previous expertise of sieges before then, most notably at Munichia, and he therefore had many siege weapons in his army. Mechanical engines such as catapults, designed especially to help assault a settlement. To aid him further, Demetrius also ordered the construction of some formidable siege engines, including 2 battering rams and a siege tower.
Wow.
Yet this was no ordinary siege tower. 9 stories high, it was the largest the world had yet seen. It was called the Helepolis, the taker of cities. Over a month was needed to construct the engines, but finally, they were ready. Demetrius,
I'm actually been very impressed this episode with Demetrius, so good for you, dude. It seems like you got your act together now. It seems like you've learned.
to construct the engines, but finally, they were ready. Demetrius ordered the assault, and both the rams and Helepolis succeeded in clearing the walls of Menelaus' defenders. Soon, the city appeared to be on the brink of defeat. Yet that night, Menelaus sallied out from Salamis and burnt down Demetrius' siege engines. With them destroyed, the city gained the respite it desperately needed. Demetrius was unable to capture the city.
It has flashbacks though. What was the series that exact same thing happened where I forget there was some kind of truce was going to be talked about, and I think they faked it and they burned down the siege towers and stuff. I think it was a Caesar. Was it Caesar? Is it Caesar? I can't remember. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments. Those of you who have been here for a while with me, I think you guys would know which one I'm talking about. Anyways,
desperately needed. Demetrius was unable to capture the city, and the siege continued. Before Demetrius had been able to finish his blockade, Menelaus had sent word to his brother of the situation. Gathering a large army and navy, Ptolemy sailed over to Cyprus, arriving at Paphos with a fleet of 140 warships and 200 troop transports carrying 10,000 infantry. He then proceeded along the south coast of the island, where he was further bolstered by his Ptolemaic allies on Cyprus.
This is going to be good.
Very quickly, he reached Kition. There, Ptolemy managed to get word to Menelaus. He knew that if they could combine their naval forces together, their force would have a great numerical advantage over their foe. He ordered Menelaus to sneak the 60 ships he had in Salamis out of the harbour under the cover of night and join him. Yet Demetrius got word of Ptolemy's plans. That night, he placed both his siege equipment and best men aboard his ships, and sailing around to the harbour of Salamis, made sure that any attempt by Menelaus to sneak past his lines proved impossible. As Menelaus' forces failed to arrive, Ptolemy realised his plans had been foiled. Nevertheless, he sailed round Cape Pedalium with his armada and prepared for battle. On seeing Ptolemy's arrival, Demetrius quickly reorganised. He left 10 ships to blockade the narrow exit of Salamis' harbour, preventing Menelaus' sally. The rest of his navy he placed facing Ptolemy. On his left, Demetrius deployed his greatest ships in a double line, hoping to quickly crush Ptolemy's right. Demetrius stationed himself in the front ranks of this wing, although he himself was not to be in command. Realizing his inexperience at naval warfare, he had deferred command to his most experienced admiral, Medius of Larissa.
Smart.
Demetrius deployed the rest of his ships in a single line. Adopting a similar strategy, Ptolemy strengthened his own left wing, hoping to quickly break through his opponent's right. The battle commenced with an advance by Demetrius against Ptolemy's right. Very quickly, Demetrius's most powerful warships, aided by siege engines they had attached to them, destroyed the opposing forces. Medius now ordered the ships right, in order to start folding up Ptolemy's line, with Demetrius himself being in the thickest of the action. Meanwhile, Ptolemy had successfully overcome Demetrius's right flank. Yet his attack proved too slow, and as he began to envelop Demetrius's centre, he saw with dismay that the rest of his fleet was already routed. Believing the battle lost, Ptolemy retreated. Meanwhile, Menelaus had successfully managed to break through the blockade. Yet it would prove too late. By the time Menelaus had entered the fray, Ptolemy was already in flight. The engagement had been a disaster for Ptolemy. Over 40 warships and 100 supply ships were captured, along with their crews. As for Demetrius, Only 20 of his ships had been damaged, although scholars now debate whether Demetrius lost more on his right wing. The implications of this victory were far-reaching. Salamis duly surrendered to Demetrius, and Menelaus retreated to Alexandria. As Salamis fell, all other Ptolemaic holdings in Cyprus followed suit. In total, Demetrius captured 16,000 infantry and 600 cavalry, many of whom then joined the Antigonid army. For Ptolemy, the battle had been a disaster, losing control of Cyprus, his most cherished possession.
Oh, well, never mind. It's almost over. I guess I'll finish out.
Losing control of Cyprus, his most cherished possession. Yet for the Antigonids, Demetrius' victory meant that their power was now unmatched on both land and sea. They were the superpower, but more challenges would soon follow. We often say that we want our channel to be a gateway.
That was definitely a pleasant surprise there, I guess. I wasn't sure, in this episode, if Antigonus and Demetrius were going to be able to, take them, but they basically won everything on this episode. Like, they won every battle. They got their navy, and their navy kicked butt. Demetrius, it's kind of amazing, too, like we've said before, that, just say Demetrius did not get that little information about the plan, that Ptolemy had with the ships. If he doesn't get that, Ptolemy probably wins that battle and probably takes over Cyprus. So something easy as that little bit of information basically changed like the whole war, war and battle and stuff like that. So they definitely got the upper hand now. They control the seas now. They've got a huge, land army. The guys up north, he's got a peace treaty with, so he doesn't have to worry about, the north coming down and killing him, which actually I hope that Antigonus or someone goes up there and kills whatever that dude's name is that killed Alexander the Great's son and his wife. I hope that guy gets his just desserts. I hope that guy goes down, and I hope that happens his last episode, because I really want to see that. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen next. I mean, I know Ptolemy he's not gonna lose, Egypt. He's not gonna get, so he's just gonna be stuck. Not stuck, but he's gonna be content probably just sticking with his land now. I don't know, he'll probably want revenge, maybe bring his forces up, but I think part of me might think the people up north, like they said, that guy who killed Alexander the Great's wife and son, he wanted power. He wanted power to himself, and he might get a little jealous of like Antigonus gaining all this land and getting all these victories. He might decide to turn on him. I don't know, but it'll be really interesting to see, and I'm really excited to see. I guess the last episode of these wars. So yeah, definitely fun stuff, guys. Fun stuff. I love this series. I'm actually going to look ahead. Actually, we got two rest. Never mind. This ain't the last episode coming up, so this is cool. The Siege of Rhodes, 305. Okay, this is only like a year or two later, so that's pretty cool. Not sure where that is. I don't know the areas of these places. So, anyways, guys, please hit that like and subscribe button below. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below of what you thought about this episode. I would say, what do you think is going to happen next? I'd say that, but most of you probably already know the outcome of this, so no spoilers. But anyways, yeah, thank you, like, subscribe. Appreciate you guys watching along with me. Always a fun time. History is amazing. Definitely, cool stuff, man. Anyways, peace. Catch you guys in future videos. Thank you, guys.